Okay, so
Sir?
let me share my screen. Sorry.
Okay.
Can you see my screen now?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so last time we stopped on variables.
You stop at variables.
Okay, so we'll move on from there. I believe you understand up to variables, right? Is there any question
Yes, sir.
that bothers you?
No, sir.
Okay, so we'll move on to operators, because we talked about let and const earlier. So we'll move on to operator, and then so operator is just as simple as mathematical operators, although there are some differences between them. So let's just start with the basic one, which are the assignment operators, which is the equals to. It is used for assigning the left value and the right value to the left value. So that means if I'm saying x equals to 5, it means we are creating a variable of x and we are storing 5 as a value inside this x. The same thing applies to this and this as well. So but at this point, we are saying variable x plus variable y, which is variable x is 5, variable y is 2. That means our variable z will be 5 plus 2. As simple as that. So that is what addition operator, which is plus sign, is doing. The same thing with multiplying, which is asterisk. Asterisk denotes multiply, and you can see it's just straightforward. Nothing, no string attached, nothing. It's just straightforward. So those are the examples of operators, and then we have types of operators here, which are arithmetic operators, assignment operators, comparison operator, logical operator, conditional operator, and type operators. So if you look at the first example that was done here, it's just assignment operator here, and then we have additional operator under arithmetic operator. We have multiplication operator. So both arithmetic, both multiplication and the addition operators are under arithmetic operator. So I don't think we need to go deeper on that, because it's as simple as okay, sorry about that. There are some advanced or extra ones that you may not know, something like asterisk. This one is division, something, modulus. Have you heard of modulus before? Okay. Increment and this. So let me just explain the one that you don't know, so that we will move faster with that. So this double asterisk is exponential, that is raised to power. So if you want to say 2 raised to power 2, you say 2 asterisk 2, and that's how you'll be able to do your exponential value. So let's take a look at that example, if we can find one. Oh shit, pass through that thing. Okay, I think let's try to do something here. which is 100 plus 50 times 3. That is 150 times 3, which is 450, right? So if we should say this one is raised to power 3, and then we have this, that means 150 times 150. Am I right? Let me see if we are correct. Oops. Sorry. I'm coming. Let me just do so. Something is not right. Let's see. Five times 5, 125. Okay. 150 times 150 should be what? Coming. Okay. Okay. That's correct. You understand that now? Hello? So what I'm trying to explain with this double asterisk is that it is exponential. That is, you multiply this in how many? In this you multiply this number in 3 times. 5 raised to power 3. It means 5 times 5 times 5, right?
Yes.
So the same thing if I say, and that's why we have 125 here. So
Yes.
so that's what I'm trying to explain here. Now this is exponential, and then this is division. So this other one that is odd again is called modulus. Modulus is a remainder of a division of 2 number. So let's take a look at that as well and see modulus. That is 5 divided by 3. You get? So if I run this, 5 divided by 3, it's 1 remainder 2, right? So we get 2.
Yes.
Do you understand now? So that is what modulus do. It store the remainder. You said?
It should provide the remainder, Tabi.
Yeah, remainder only. So if we say 15 divided by 3 will be 0, because 0 is the remainder. Do you understand that now?
Yes.
Okay, so let's move on again. And then this double plus is called increment. Increment is a way of adding one number. You add one, like you add plus one to a value, and the same thing with this. It remove one from a value. So let's check the example here too, to say 15 plus plus, we give what? Oops. Okay. 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 So look at this now. This is plus plus a. That means you are saying 1 plus a. Do you understand? So if I should remove, do minus minus a also, you get this 2. Do you understand that now? Hello?
Yes.
So now yes, it add 1 to the 3 if you use plus plus, and then it remove 1 from the 3 if you do minus minus.
Yes.
Yeah. So there is one thing you need to note with this plus plus and minus minus stuff. If you put the operator at the back, or as a prefix, like the way we do it, it will give you the exact value that you want. But if you put this thing at the front, it will still give you 3. It will not remove the 1. The reason is in this expression that you did here, you already assign, okay, let me say it's already assigned this value to this y before this operator do the remove the 1 from it. I don't know if you understand me.
Yes, I guess it.
You understand, Abby? Okay, so
Yes.
that means if you actually want to remove the 1, if you want this operator to work for you the way you want it, it means you should have this at the back. The only time you might need to do this is probably when you are let's say if you want to use it directly in here, you can do that. You see? So this one, it will, before it use this, add this value to this inner HTML, it will do this operation, that is a plus 1, a minus 1. It will do it before it add it to this HTML element. So, but in this case, if you do the same thing with this place, it means you are saving only this a, and then after that it will now go and do a minus 1. Do you understand now? Let me see. Let me try to do something for you. Another thing. So let me do. Now look at it. This is y. Y is what? 3. this value, which is 3. And look at A, it has become 2. Do you understand now? That means the value of A decreased, but it was after it has been added to this variable y. So that is why variable y is still holding 3, and then the value of the operation changes with this A minus minus. So the same thing applies to the plus plus as well. Do you get it now?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so let's move on to the next operator, which is the assignment operator. So assignment operator, just like the example we did earlier, equals to is one of it, and then we have some other operators that fall under assignment operator, which is plus equals, minus equals. So all these ones are just like a shorthand for equals to. So for instance, if you are saying x equals this times a, right, you can just say okay, let's say you want to okay, so let's say I'm coming on x multiply coming on. So let's see, let x equals 5, and then so with this now, what this guy will do for us is that it will multiply x, the value of x, by the value of a, and it will now save it inside x. So this is a shorthand. So to say that something, what we are interpretation of what we are trying to do is like this: x equals x multiplied by a. This is the interpretation of what we are doing. Do you understand now?
Yes, sir.
So instead of repeating ourselves with this x, you can just join the two to this one and say x equals x multiply equals a. Alright, so if you let's run this, see, we have this to be 15. That's our x. That means you say x, which is 5, multiplied by 3, which is 5 times 3, 15. Alright? So that's for the same thing applies to plus and minus. 5 plus 3, 8. 5 minus 3 is what? Let's predict the answer. 2. So that's 2. And then what else? Which one again? We have
Modulus.
yeah, modulo. So the same thing. What should be the answer?
That's
Are you sure? 5 divided by 3.
That's what I made up to you.
Exactly. So we have 2 there. Divide. I think that one should be in decimal. You see? Which one again? Exponential.
Yes.
Sure, sir. Okay, so that's for the exponential. So the exponential is like 5 times 5 times 5, that's 125, and blah 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 blah. What else again? So that's all on the assignment operator. You see, they are simple, right?
Yes, sir.
So okay, there's one thing you need to note with this addition operator, which is under the arithmetic operator. Addition, this plus sign, you know, at some point you might need to do some 2 plus 2, 4 plus 4, but at the same time there is one other useful what do I call it, feature for this plus sign. It's used for concatenating, that is, you join 2 words together. So text 1 plus text 2, you see they are string value, John plus Do. This one will give us John Doe, right? So
Let's see your screen. Where your screen now?
can you see it now?
No, the screen is not showing again.
Really? Oh, I lost connection. Hey, data is turning here far. Let me quickly do another one, please. It's time to continue. Let me do another one.
Okay, sir.
Okay, so to continue with this plus sign I'm talking about. So I'm saying you can also use this plus sign to concatenate, that is to join 2 or more words together. So let me just take you through this simple example I did here. If you would notice, you see that this is this is also another way of concatenating, but I use this because I don't want this number to be plus together, because if I should use this as a plus x plus y, it will calculate everything together and give us the answer, which is not what we want. I want us to see the separate number, all the numbers separately, so that we can know what we are dealing with. So to do that, that is why I use that concatenation type. But if you, let's say we need to concatenate a string value, let's say this is a string. See, this is a string. So now if you look at it now, it's now plusing this value together again. See, 2, 1, 2, 5 and 3. So that is the essence. And if you want to have space between them, you can just put the space and you have it. So that is, this happened because there is a string value among all these values that were concatenating together. So instead of adding all these things together, you just turn everything to string and display it. So that is what we're talking about. So let's say it is not possible for us to do any arithmetic thing with a string. We cannot say this plus 2. So it will only mean that 2 that you are referring to is a string, and that is what it will do with it. So that is what this guy is trying to explain to us. So you can see you can use all these assignment operator with the same way with the string value. So that is for that. Adding string and numbers is just the example I said earlier. So that means if you say 5 string plus 5, it will give us 55. But 5 plus 5 will give us 10, while 5 as a string plus 5 as a number will give us 55. And then LO string will give us plus 5 will give us LO 5. Look at the answers here: 10, 55, LO 5. The second to the last kind of operator that we have here. Okay, I think JavaScript comparison operators. Equals, not equal, greater than, less than, greater than equals, less than equal, and ternary. So to quickly explain this, guys, you already know what this one is. It simply means that you are saying A is equals B. If that is true, it returns true. If it is false, it returns false. So that means let me check if we have a sample. Okay, no. Okay, so let's quickly use this place as our example feed, and we can say Y should return A. It will return boolean value. So that means if we say A is equals X, that means we are saying false. So again, you see that it returns this Y as a string, even though it is a boolean value that is inside it. So the false that it returns, it sees it as a string, since we have this guy as string here. So if we are to remove this and say return this, see, it only returns this as. So false here is a boolean value, not a string. So but the difference between these 2 and these 3 is just that one is a strict type and the other one is a loose type. What that means is that this will compare both the value and the data type, while this one will compare only the value. It will leave the data type. So that means if I say 3 is greater than 3, 3 is equals 3, this will run true. Okay, let me remove this. I think this one is right. So we have true. So that means A is equals 3. But what if I say this is string? It will still return true because that is true. 3 and 3, they are the same thing. But then immediately I increase this to 3 equals to, it returns false. That's because this triple equals to is checking both the value and the data type. And at this point, X is data type of string, and this one is data type number. So that is why this one is not equals true. Now let's move on again. This one is called not equals to, and it's same thing as this one. The same difference between this is same difference between this. So when you say not equals to, it means you are negating a true value, a boolean value. So let's say, for instance, this one should be true because initially it is false. That means it is true. So if you say it is not equals to, that means you are saying x is not equals to x. 3 as a number is not equals to 3 as a string, which is true. But immediately remove this, it will become false, because it is at this point it is seeing it as true, so it will turn it to false. So then greater than, when a value is greater than the other, let's quickly see if that is correct. So a is not greater than a. Yeah, that's false. But a is less than, that's also false. So, because they are equals to each other, let's do this to be 2. Yeah. So a is less than x. No, a is actually greater than x. This one will return true. Let me check something. Yeah. So that's greater than and less than. So you can as well add equals to it, greater than or equal, or less than or equal. So the last one, which is the ternary operator, I will leave this till we need it. It's a kind of if and else statement. It's used for if and else statement. So when we get to that where we need it, I will explain it better. And we'll move on to the next part, which is the logical operators. Logical operators is logical operator is and or, logical and not. So this not, we've seen the way it works here earlier. So and means you are comparing two values, like this and this. So you can say, let's quickly check an example here. Say a and, so let's say a equals 5. It's less than 5, and x is greater than 1. So before this could return true, it will consider this and this. So that means this thing, the both of them has to be true. So that means it is true. It is true. So in a is less than 5 here, that's true, and x is greater than 1, that's true. So if I change this to less than, it will become false, because one of them is not true. That is and. Okay, let's do for or. So or will be saying one of them has to be true before this return true. So since one of them is true, it is true. But immediately the two of them is false, it will become false. And that is what or is doing. So that's for the logical operator. The type, I will leave this also till we need it. It is something we will soon need. So let's not go too much about that. And that's the end of operators. So, and this note I will be stopping because my laptop is about to go off. So